Good morning everyone, Philip from Black Bull Markets here. I hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick video, just got a couple of market updates for you guys. Some long-term, some short-term ones. We'll also be hitting a bit of cryptocurrencies and also a bit of Brent as well. So just a bit of a market update. Like I said, we'll dive straight into it, make it short and sweet, and hope you guys enjoy it. So we'll start off with the the Aussie Kiwi dollar. This is the daily time frame. It's a bit of a messy pattern we have here, but it is nonetheless, it is looking, it's still valid in my eyes, so I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we actually have a head and shoulders over here. Let me just quickly draw it for you guys, coming from the left shoulder all the way to the head, which was a very strong move, and then also back down to the neckline and moving up. I'm going to call this the right shoulder over here. We can sort of have that, but in my eyes, I see this the right shoulder as this wick. Wasn't really, it's not a lot of how can I say, it doesn't really follow a pattern very nice, or it's not very that's sort of the odd one out. I feel that's a good one. So this is sort of the pattern we're looking for, or that I'm looking at. So possible head and shoulders moving further to the downside, and we'll just see what happens with this one. So obviously we have a very strong neckline over here, and so we can look for a possible break. So this is the daily time frame, so obviously we can look for long-term trades. It is very messy, so you'd see it is moving slow. So if you are going to enter a trade in here, just be prepared to sort of wait it out and sit it out. As you can see, this, we haven't really had a lot of strong movement, so it is sort of quite hairy or messy. You can see it just keeps going up and down, up and down. So it could be painstaking, but I mean, in the end, it could potentially be worth it. So looking for possible moves to the downside. Also, just keeping in mind that we are in a very strong area of consolidation over here. So you can see it has offered previous support and resistance here, and then also obviously for the shoulders, causing it to be quite messy. So that is the Aussie New Zealand dollar. That's the daily time frame. We'll move on to our Aussie US dollar. So we don't have a lot to go through, so like I said, this video won't be too long. As in this one, we have a channel forming on the hourly time frame. You can see it has sort of bounced against the top of the channel as well. We could possibly even use our Fibonacci to see if we have a Fibonacci retracement level. You can see it has sort of bounced quite nicely on the 38.2 level, so we can look for possible moves to the upside. Also having our old head and shoulders pattern showing up here as well, with our left shoulder, head, and our right shoulder, and obviously the neckline. So this neckline, you can see this area has offered as sort of a support area, obviously offering previous resistance. We had some support back here as well, and then a little bit of consolidation or zone movement around that area as well. So you can see it has proven to test or to hold in the past, so this could be a good nice move to the upside. We have a couple of indications to show that it is biased to that side, but I mean, if it does break to the downside, we could still look for possible moves, even maybe calling this, looking for a head and shoulders if it does offer us a bit of support over here, coming all the way down to the neckline, moving back up to this area over here, and obviously finishing that right shoulder and moving further down. So that is another possible pattern. If you were looking to the downside, if you're a bit more biased to the downside, it also even looks like we do have a nice strong channel as well. So this is also good as well. We could look for movement or consolidation inside of this channel, which can give us a good indication of where we can possibly place our take profits, or take profits in the end when this price does tend to move close to these channels. So just keep a lookout. We also do have a previous resistance area, so I mean, that is a good target zone to put it up, possible move to that side. So, but I mean, like we said, we're just trying to hopefully make good decisions. Obviously we can be wrong, so do also keep in mind this can still break further to the downside, and moving further, as we do have a big downtrend overall. Let me just clear all this as well, because we have a sort of moves inside of a channel as well. It does seem that it is moving inside of a channel. So you can see it has sort of moved inside this bigger time frame, which is the daily. We can see, so maybe it is also indicating a lot of strength to the downside, so we will see what does happen. So good price, good movements either side of the market. There are good indications that we could just look out for, and then possibly take trades further on. Some people might have actually even taken trades back here for the downside. So we will see what happens. Who does end up winning that fight, either the bulls or the bears? We'll just keep an eye out. So the next one we're looking at is Brent. Brent is back on topic again, since I have made that video quite a while ago. We were back here, which was April. So we were talking about this in April, mentioning that we're looking for a correction, and we did actually get this correction. This is Elliott wave specifically, so it's the daily time frame for Brent. And back here I mentioned, we could see a potential retracement back to the previous fourth wave, which we have. It is close to that previous fourth wave, or interior fourth wave. You can see it is sort of moved to that level. So that looks like it did finish our wave 4, and we are now potentially looking to move up to a wave 5 of a major wave 5, and then seeing a possible retracement to the downside. So it is actually following the plan very well. We mentioned we could look for potential moves all the way to $100 a barrel. All the big companies are talking about it now. All the big banks are, like Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, all these guys are talking about $100 for a barrel. But in my opinion, we could look for this move to finish, this move to the upside, around about $80, maybe $90, and then hopefully coming back for a retracement, finishing our major wave 4. So, not our major wave 4, but correcting this big move to the downside after our major wave 5, which will be related to these waves, 1 back here, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then obviously the correction for that 5-wave pattern is due as well, if you do know your Elliott wave. So we could look for potential moves back to this previous wave 4, or the smaller wave 4, which is right over here. So do look for levels back to $60. It's a bit of a fast stretch, but I mean, that is just the guidelines of Elliott wave. So that is what we could be looking for after this move to the upside. Now this move to the upside, we can sort of just use a bit of Fibonacci as well later, just to measure that as well. But like I said, it does look, we can actually use it over here. So just for all the waves, let's get rid of that. So we do have our waves 1, 2, 3, a big wave 4, which is actually quite nice, because we always look for a bit of difference in it. So you can see alternation, that's what I was looking for. So you can see we've got a sharp wave 2, and then obviously a complex wave 4. So in total we could look for potential areas of 100% for this move to the upside. So like I said, there's around about $89, $90. Even here is a good level as well, also sort of offering a bit of a potential double top. So just keep an eye out on this. We will see what happens with it. But like I said, after this move, potential move to the downside to complete our correction for this big overall move to the upside. And then moving on to Bitcoin. So just a quick analysis. Bitcoin has been sort of moving in this consolidation. We were looking at this flat bottom triangle, so it is still following it very nicely. Like I said, we could still see moves all the way to the end, and once it does break out, expect to see violent moves either to the up or to the downside. Everyone is saying crypto is a big bubble, so we could potentially be seeing further moves to the downside. Also, indication is this flat bottom triangle. As we all know, if it's a flat bottom or a flat top, the price tends to move in that direction. So for an example, I'll quickly show you what I mean by that. If we just quickly just over here. So if we have our flat, so there's a flat top, and we have our move over here, and then also we have got a flat bottom, which we have on crypto. So this is usually the case. We could look for this. So we have price moving between these ranges, obviously, and then usually because it is the flat area, we tend to look for a bias to that side, but we still can expect moves further to the downside. But the flat side of the triangle usually is the bias of the trend. The same, even if the trend did come from either down or from or from a downtrend or an uptrend. Usually the flat area of the triangle is usually indicates which way price move of it, and then coming back to this flat bottom triangle, bias to the downside. But like I said, still we can still look for moves to the upside. But just to sort of have your eyes set, don't expect only for it to only go in one direction. Be prepared for either way, but it will, because it consolidates so long, we could look for a very volatile move or very strong move as Bitcoin has done previously. So look for that. Investors could potentially, if it does go to the upside, kick in again, causing a very strong move to the upside. Now moving on to our pound Japanese yen down here. So this is on the daily. We can see it has sort of formed inside of this consolidation or a channel. It is keep testing it. We had a bit of a false breakout right over here earlier this week or last week. So just keep, that was a, you know, a lot of people might have entered there, and obviously depending on where your stop losses was, might have been stopped out by now. So, but it is heading back to that channel, so we could see a possible break, or it could still, you know, continue to move down inside of this channel on the weekly. I'll show you. It looks a bit better. It actually looks like it broke on the weekly for some reason. Oh yeah, it did. So we'll just wait and see if you want to enter now. But for me, obviously, being a bit more conservative, I will wait for the candle close. But like I said, it can still pull back and continue to move inside of this channel, keeping in mind, obviously, we had this big move, this big downtrend. This could also be just a correction, and we could potentially keep moving in the direction of the trend to follow inside of this channel. So either way, we can look for moves to the up or to the downside. And then we are looking at the final one, is the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. And we have over here is, so this we had a bit of a correction, sort of a flat top over here. We had these wicks have sort of made it not the prettiest flat top, but it has actually been a very nice pullback for Fibonacci as well. I've implemented Fibonacci a lot in my analysis. It has been working out quite well. So recently, so it has been pretty good. So you can see it has actually done a perfect bounce on the 38.2% of this move. So this is the 4-hourly bar chart. Going on the daily, you can see we're also in a big downtrend. So if it does continue to move, this does offer strong, this area does offer strong support and resistance. We are still, personally, for Fibonacci, it does indicate we are still in the green if it does consolidate between any of these ranges. And a lot of people say once it does break past our 70 level, that is usually an indication that the market has now turned around. But a lot of people would say that's a bit too late for them to enter. But you know, there's always chances we could re-enter. We also had a, let me just clear this for you, we had this sort of support and this sort of a breakout and retest of this area. So you can see we had a this resistance forming, we had a pullback, and we had a breakout over here, and now we had a retest. So I mean, this could still be a trade. This could still test this area and move to the upside past those Fibonacci levels. So either way, we have a good entries to the up or to the downside, but obviously keeping in mind that we do have a strong downtrend on the week, even the weekly side of things. It is a very strong move. So keep that in mind. We have this, if it does continue to move to the downside, we have this strong area of support at 0.61, and then obviously moving up later. If it does go to the top side, we have sort of this trend line over here that it could hit as well. Just seeing this now, we actually had a very nice triangle we could have traded if we were here. But that's all right. There'll always be another move. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the video. It did end up being quite long, as I did explain a lot of other things. So, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. Clients have come back to us and said these videos do help them a lot. So hopefully they help you a lot. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Thanks very much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do give us that thumbs up. Also click the subscribe button and click the little bell icon to get notifications of whenever we release any cool new videos or informative videos. We also release videos how to use the MT4 platform if you're new to that. If you want to get in contact with us, please do so. Our contact details will be provided down below in the video. or you can go to blackbullmarkets.com, click on the little green button that says live chat, and we will get there to answer you. We are live 24/5. So, and also if you prefer to use email, please do so. Email us at support@blackbullmarkets.com, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and from everyone here at Black Bull Markets, enjoy your week and safe trading. Thanks for watching.